Hey there guys, so we are reacting to a situation involving the VTuber space, including a big creator and some artists that were heavily affected by a situation because of one big VTuber, and that VTuber being Sinder. We have a post by Nanolyst basically explaining the whole situation of how Sinder had been manipulating and controlling her work as well as screwing her over from other clients. And I wanted to break this down, go ahead and read over everything for you guys so you don't have to go and read it yourself, and maybe watch through it so that you have my own personal opinion on the situation. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you feel at the end of the video. And let's get into it. So we have a post by Nanolyst saying, "Hello, I'm here to share something that has affected me personally and hurt others as well. This is very hard for me, but it feels necessary. Please do not send hate to anyone on my behalf. This is all I want to say. Terminating my work with Sinder." Introductions and notes. I wanted to share my experience with Sinder and Red manipulating me, using me and dragging me into drama, while sabotaging, slandering, and spreading lies about people I thought were her closest friends. Not only do I no longer wish to work with Sinder, but I wanted to share what I've endured over the years and shed light on what she's been doing behind people's backs to protect artists, friends that may be experiencing something similar. I struggled a lot with writing this document and wasn't sure if what I felt was experience working was real or just burnout. But I think this proves that I was lied and manipulated over the course of years while working with Sinder. English may not be my first language, and the language barrier. I discussed the situation, my feelings and thoughts with native English speakers who help me put them into words so everything is clear without any misunderstandings due to lack of English skills. Okay. We're already kind of starting really deep into this, but it looks like this has been going on for a while, and it might seem that a lot of people are involved in this situation more than just this Nanolyst person. But we're definitely have to see more about how this is going. Slandering other creators. I will start with the screenshots showing them speaking ill of other creators and spreading rumors while manipulating me. It's all in our best interests. In addition to spreading ill rumors, they also complain and accusing 𝒂 of giving their editor too much work, resulting in the editor not having enough time for new clients, which will be important later on. The screenshots below show them showing their affection and appreciation immediately, followed by spreading rumors and lies to make other clients appear problematic to manipulate any future decision regarding commissions. That's fucked up, bro. That is crazy. Okay, let's go ahead and read these Discord comments. Of course, I wanted to understand it better, especially if I cancel her for the second time. What? Well, with that, she's giving me a lot of bias priority over Jesus. Sometimes over Sinder, we can't really confront them about it, and plus, she's already gone 3D lately. 𝒂 has been getting over her nerves a while. She hijacked the YT editor a while ago. It's constantly picking up artists while we work with. We've gotten to know her better being friends with her, but really rubs the wrong way with these things she's done. She wants to try and safeguard most important artists from her, so she's already taken our editor. Oh my god, bro, what the hell? And I don't mean taken like she doesn't work with us somewhere, but he does. He has the dedicated time for her now, and sometimes that gets in the way of our projects. Also, one of 𝒂's editors is the one that did Boss Rush MV, and we're 99% she told him not to do any more with us. That's crazy. I would oh my god, bro. Telling your artist you're not allowed to work with other people, especially if you're not on like an exclusive contract where like you're paying extensively more for exclusivity and like, hey, you're like my private contract, you're my private contractor. That's screwed up. That's insanely screwed up. That's on borderline defamation. And as someone who, as my own personal artist and has been working with him throughout the growth of my debut, I always advise him to reach out to more clients as well as grow alongside me and be able to get more exposure while working with me, but I'm not his end all be all. And to see this is very screwed up. I feel like the whole point you do commission work is to have that freedom, have that sense of pride in all your work and knowing that you're loving what you're doing. That's crazy. Redacted. Well, we love working with you. Sinder wouldn't be Sinder without Nano. Okay, but like, let me tell you the tea about the MV thing. 𝒂 original songs last year had MVs by her editor. The songs flop. Her editor met us at TwitchCon was saying that he loved to work with us, practically jumping through hoops to get something planned. We managed to have some squeeze in Boss Rush MV between this work. 𝒂 I asked him when he was free to do the next project. All of a sudden he changed his mind, only working with Bao going forward, no explanation. Okay, that sounds like there's an inside person telling them not to. Yeah, I would respond like that too, analyst. There's some context missing since we know Bao behind the scenes. Basically, we don't have an MV editor now with our next Bosch project. I think Bao's being pissed. It did 100 times better. Their song names last year locked him into no one else could do work with him. We had him working a public Twitter, so only working with her going forward, like a literal announcement tweet. That's crazy. Now she's been barking up the tree of one of our L2D animators. So like you and Nano Model, yeah, looking for me sounds sus. Oh my god. Red asked me to cancel one of our closest friends, Bao, by asking me to cancel my work mid progress, manipulating me into thinking it's okay since she has many connections. What the fuck? That's like me going to a VTuber, and what I do with my organization, I go out and I've been building an organization by reaching out to underrated creators. That's like if someone were to go behind my back and say, no, you're not good enough to work with him. No, you shouldn't do that. He's too busy. He's got too many people. That's screwed up. That is insanely screwed up. Like, I feel like anyone who lowers someone's ability to progress in something, especially when they're passionate and stuff like that, that is beyond screwed up. That's, oh my god, that's savagery, bro. Did you cancel models? I did not. Redacted. Nano arc delayed 2026. I'm scared to cancel the Bao. You shouldn't be have so many connections. She'll find someone super fast. Did you already design her outfit? I remember showing her at Webtoon Con. Yeah, give me her design for free as a project. Fucking A. Exclusivity blacklisting other creators. In the message below, they mentioned wanting an exclusivity contract and didn't want to pay for the exclusivity, but rather when a creator from the blacklist comes for asking commission, they would want to guarantee my model for work for Sinder only. If anyone asked me for commissions, they'd commission me instead of compensating me for not working with other creators. This felt really strange given that the only accusations that they made were overworking their editor, yet their solution to me was working with other creators was for them to essentially overwork me to keep me from working on other projects. That's crazy. And that just shows corporate greed. I mean, if you have money, you can really just do whatever you want, even at the expense of other people. That's why I feel like commission artists, even if you're working with someone super big, you should make sure you put your priorities straight and say, hey, this is as much as I will work with you because I have other people I want to work with. No matter how much, I don't care how big you are, I want to have my freedom to work with the people I want to. And that's a big thing, is that it's nice to have some freedom and have some acknowledgement for your client, but also knowing your own priorities is very important as an artist. That's why I tell my artists, hey, take your time, do what you need to do. If you got life going on, take care of life. You can always come back. I'm always going to be here. This is beyond unprofessional, especially for someone who is so high up in the chain. The messages below show that their primary concern is one more non-Sinder models I make, the less valuable my existing models become. It's hard to say how much this messed with my mind as an artist that by working with other people, I'm somehow making my existing models less special. Following screenshots is them setting up a blacklist saying I'm not allowed to work with any new clients or create new outfits for Vtuber specifically, and justifying those things by saying with each model, my art becomes less unique and special, therefore Sinder somehow will become less special. The idea that my work as an artist and designer is devalued by working with other people is insane and hurtful. And after realizing that taking a deal with them would really mean both my workload and my mental health, I backed out. Dude, oh my god. And this is also a big thing with agencies too. This doesn't just go for clients only. Anyone who's able to hold a carrot over your creative work, whether you're a content creator, an artist, a commissioner, whatever you do, it's not right. I believe creative freedom is one of the biggest things in the creation industry. And that if you don't have that, what are you? Are you a robot? Because at that point, you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for this corporation. We're going to skip over this. If you guys want to read it, go ahead. Take a screenshot. Yep. Okay. Dismiss this. Another example of me speaking ill of other creators right after I saw I was working with Shy Lily, trying to once again make the idea of working with other clients seem like I'm setting myself up with problematic people who will do me no good in the long run to get me to consider working with them. They will also continuously kept asking about my other clients' plans, which for them made the antenna go up and immediately went into slandering Lily. They consistently tried to reassure me that despite their best efforts, they just happen to keep bringing the drama and reasons for me to go exclusive, and working only with Sinder is them trying to look out for me. That is extreme gaslighting by the excessive loads. It sounds like this Lily person's a pretty good person. I know a little bit about Shy Lily. I don't get into corporate VTubers too much. I only watch very specific ones. The only reason I feel so prideful about this is because taking over someone's work as a creator is beyond the most sinful thing you can do in the creation space, and this is just not right. Again, feel if you want to screenshot and take care. The idea that they need to stay informed, engaged in the competition is extremely upsetting and toxic to me. The competition they're referring to are the people I thought they considered friends. That's crazy that you're actually that's like if I were to go to my collab partners, talk an amazing way to them, and then go behind my back and feel like I'm using them. And that's two-faced beyond excessive norms. Oh my god, what is this turning into, bro? It seems like this year is all filled with just big mask off moments, and in the gacha space, in the VTuber space. I feel like back to back there's just people in the industry who are just screwed up. Like, come on, how can you get this far doing stuff like this? That's why you don't hide away when things like this happen. Like, the community's got your back. Like, you don't need to worry about us just throwing it on the rug, because things like this, they can hurt people, like hurt people a lot, and especially when it builds up in the shadows. I've watched Tectone for around 2 years, and I've seen the stuff he's gone through, just him alone. Multiple betrayals, blackmailing, losing his wife, more like them getting a divorce, but a lot of things and situations just stackpiling on each other when these people just don't deserve it. They don't. Let's go ahead and finish this. When I push back the media response by blaming other creators, implying that they initiated it by trying to work with me and somehow justified their actions. Below, I wanted to push back and make clear I was uncomfortable with being dragged in the drama, and they responded by bringing up more drama and baseless claims, all while trying to guilt trip me. It's ironic and crazy to me that I mentioned not wanting to be dragged into personal issues, only for them to on multiple occasions mention other people's alleged drama. Dude, keep it out of the DMs. If you're working with someone, I feel like if you're working with someone from the very get-go, hey, we're only talking about what we're working on. I don't care what's going on outside the industry. It's a contract. You're working on a project together. You're not here to discuss other people's situations, including you're not supposed to talk about other clients. This is base norms in any sort of contracting industry. If you are working with a client, they're not allowed to talk about other clients. Ever. Period. Justifying their behavior by stating that they were simply looking out for me. Okay, we've stated this before. And manipulating me into being grateful for earning well thanks to them despite the loss of work from a long-time returning clients and new clients. Concerning my work and models as a team. Another example of going after other clients of mine from them before and claiming that they have more clients alongside them makes my work less special, with the reoccurrence of it just being business, manipulating me into believing that working with her is special for multiple reasons, and that I risk losing the special something as a client if I prefer to work with others. No acknowledgement of my reasoning and need in working with other clients due to the nature of my work, solely focusing on their issues. I would also like to note that this screenshot is one of my occasions that indicate Red speaking on Sinder's behalf. I was originally concerned with everything going through Red and that it may not have been 100% of Sinder's feelings or wants. I messaged her about it making sure that he spoke on her behalf, confirmed with both of them that this was the case. Red tries to make me look like I never meant for it to appear like they wanted me to be exclusive by framing it as something I wanted, while immediately doubling down on the fact that me working with more people makes my work less special and no longer unique. We've said this before, this is very screwed up. As if every design is just a Sinder clone. It's simply business. Normalizing their behavior once again, and by stating that this is simply business, to sabotage other VTubers' career and not work with them and focus on Sinder instead. It sounds like we're moving a lot towards Sinder. Every single situation is just them trying to keep them in a corner. It's like a bully when they're just like every single day keeping them away from teachers, keeping them away from other students, just being a little it's a little pet. That's really what it is. It seems like they're just trying to keep them like a pet. Damage control, making sure none of this reaches other VTubers and it's all kept hush. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and read all these Discord messages on this one, while also providing proof that they know what they do is ill-intended and should not get out, as it would cause issues for Sinder's career by being painted in this light. You already screwed up by doing it in the first place. Why are you doing this? You're a professional VTuber and you're trying to cover up the shitty things you do. That's wild. Oh my god. I'm going to read this. The analyst. I try to be transparent as possible. I think it's more fair for both sides this way. You didn't cancel because Sinder did you. No, told all of them it was a health issue. Gas. I would never blame anyone besides Blast. LOL. We would never want to make you feel like they were forcing you to work on or not work on something, especially if it's something you want to do or don't want to do. It's like they're trying to say something without trying to say something. And our conversation the other day wasn't meant to convince you of only doing Sinder's work. Again, sorry if it sounded like that. I was just telling you only to do. I was only telling you. I'll message you later. Well, let's see if wants a nano model or not. Hope it finds someone else. This is so screwed up. The concept session with VTuber 1 claiming that she is asking for it causing this unspoken competition, which is coming from absolutely no other source than Sinder herself. I'm going to read this last one, and then we're going to wrap this up because this is insane. I like to highlight the irony of expecting to be entitled to recognition for her own efforts and size when her own active efforts are being tied to sabotaging this very same VTuber. Also feeling entitled and insisting to be recognized by someone else is odd. Thanks for taking the time to read through everything. I hope everything makes sense and everyone who has been hurt, manipulated, or sabotaged by her will find closure. Wow. It's like another enviosity moment. Mask off. And it really just goes to show it could be absolutely anyone. I've seen the pictures of Spite and Sinder's model and ripping someone else's models. That's a whole nother discussion. But this is crazy. Hopefully Nanolist can get all the closure they need to take care of this. I hope all the artists involved with this are able to find clients and spread out to the people they want to. Don't let people hold you back. No matter how big they are, no matter how much money they got, always stay true to why you started doing this in the first place. Because you had a reason. It wasn't just money. You wanted to show something that you could do. Anyways, you guys have a great one. Let me know what you think down in the comments. How do you feel about this whole situation? Because I definitely feel very, very frustrated about this. And I'll see you guys out in the next one. Peace out.